All right, guys. Well, it's time to bring it on home. In this segment, we are going to hopefully make this a quick piece because your skills are already very strong. And all I have to do is really be accountable for this last piece, teaching you how to account for every electron in order until you reach the desired element. So if I am right, I probably only need to show you a couple elements in each of these problem sets. So for the first one, I'm going to use number 7, neon, as my first example, and then Cr, chromium, as my second example. And that way you can do a few that are easier and then a couple that are in between. All right, so here we go. Neon, as you know, is element number 10 on the periodic table. So if we were to go over some of the basics, you know that it is in principal quantum number 2, because it starts on the second floor. You know that it has the magnetic quantum number P because it's in the P block. And you would also know that it has the magnetic spin quantum number of 6 because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the 6th apartment in that hallway. So what we're going to do now is do the full electron configuration for neon. And the rule says that we must account for every electron in order until we get to neon. And so I'm going to put this, let's see if I can position this so that you can see how I'm going to do this. All right. Here's neon. This is the very first element. So what we must do is walk down every hall and every block in order until we get to neon. And we will account for every apartment that we pass. So how does that work? Neon, we have to start at number 1. We have to go down this hallway, which means you have to account for that. You went past both, so that is 1s2. Then we go to 3 and 4, and that would be 2s. And did we pass both apartments? Yes. 2s2. And then we continue on in order. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and here, boom, 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 boom. So this would be passing all of the apartments on this hallway until we get to the desired element. And this is 2p6, 2p6. This is what we call the full electron configuration. You start at the very beginning and you pass every single element, accounting for all of them until you get to the one that you want. So hopefully that's pretty clear. I'm going to do the last one, which is CRs, the most complicated one. And I'm literally going to stop there and move on to the next one. Please hit me on the direct message, find me in the chat, leave a comment, some kind of way. Let me know if you need additional help. We can schedule some one-on-one time. But the next one that we are going to do is CR, which is number 24 here. Okay, so I'm going to kind of do a little flippity flip just to keep it together. So I have to start at the very top tower, element number 1, and work my way through. So again, I pass both of these apartments. So that's 1s2, 1s2. Then I continue on to these ones. So that would be 2s2, 2s2. Those electrons are accounted for. Then I have to go all the way down this hall. So that would be all 6, 2p6, 2p6. Notice that I have accounted for the ones in neon. That's basically why we call it the full or the long form. All right, so now I finished 10. That means I go down to the next row here. So it's these two, which would be 3s2, 3s2. Okay, that's these two. Then I'm here. I have to pass all of these apartments. So that would be 3p6, 3p6, 3p6. Okay, past that one. Then I go to the next in order, 18, 19. So that's here. I have to account for these. How do I do that? 4s2, 4s2. And then finally, I'm in the D block. I'm on the right block. I'm on the right floor, and I just have to count over how many apartments until I get to CR. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 3D4. 3D4. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is what we call the full electron configuration for chromium. I know you just did a pattern, but this is complicated math to describe what the shape of chromium looks like. Okay, so this is what we call the electron configuration. It's pretty cool, especially once you get the hang of it. You realize that, you know, there's a lot of repeating: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 4p6, 5s2, 3d10, right? So it's pretty cool for me, and hopefully you see the pattern and you find joy in working the pattern and solving the puzzle. Now, here's the thing. Once you start to get down to some of these higher ones, it just doesn't make practical sense to go from the beginning and account for everyone. So scientists have created a shorthand. And to do the shorthand, you can start at the previous noble gas. And what you'll do is you'll put that one in brackets and then take it from there. Okay. Now again, I'm going to leave you some of the higher ones. And why don't we do, gold? I like gold. Sure. Let's try gold. Now, if I was to do the full electron configuration for gold, let's see. Gold is number 79. Oh boy. What I would have to do is start here at the beginning and pass every single apartment across every single row. All of these, I would have to account for all of these. Boom, boom, bam. All of these down here. And then I would come up, boom, pop. And then I would end up here, and I would have to account for every single one. I'm going to tell you what that is. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. Over here, 3p6. Next row, 4s2, 3d10. Then 4p6. Then next row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s2. 4d10, 5p6, next row, 6s2. This signal tells me I have to drop down here, so 6s2. Then I go to the 4f. I already memorized that there are 14 here, so I would say 4f14. Then I would start back on the d, which brings me back up here, 3, 4, 5, 5d, 5d9. That would be the correct answer for the full electron configuration for gold. Now, who wants to write all that out? Not me. So what do I do instead? Instead, I start at the previous noble gas. So I go to the end of its row and I go up one, or if you want to go up one to the end, whichever way. Just to make sure you don't pick the same noble gas that's on the row, you have to go to the one that's before its row. I hope that makes sense. So in order to do gold, and I think you can see them both. So what I would do for gold, put a little colon here, and then I would put a bracket and say XE, and I would close that bracket. And then I would go to the next row. So if this is XE number 54, then I would go over to 55, and I would start counting from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this, I would pass both these apartments. That's 6s2, 6s2. I would have to drop down and account for all of these F's. So that would be 4F, and all of them is 14. 4F14. Then I would come on back on up to this one. 3, 4, 5. 5D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5D9. 5D9. So this is the shorthand version. It's very useful when you get to some of these higher, or what we may call heavier elements. I'm going to do this last one, OG. I probably shouldn't. It's kind of fun. Maybe I should leave that one for you as a challenge. I'll do number 6, PU, since it's down here. It's pretty far down, right? Now the question is, if you're down here on the F block, how do you determine which one is the previous noble gas? Well, just remember that this is on the double star, right? Row. So it belongs up here on this row, which means the previous noble gas is all the way to the end and up one. So it would be RN. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It's not the one at the end of the row, because this row belongs in here. I'll just take a quick moment to say, if you go to P table and you click on that button up there at the top that says Y, it'll show you how it actually looks, how this actually fits inside here. So they're all on the same row. Okay. With that being said, PU, this row, up and all the way over, RN. So I start on colon, I put a bracket, RN. Then I take it from there. So if this is RN 86, I have to go to 87, and that's when I start my count. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7S2. I have to pass both apartments. 7S2, so I have to account for that. And then I drop down to my F block. What floor? 5. So it's 5F. And then how many over is PU? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5F6. Kapow. All right, guys. That's it. Hopefully you have enough information to try these on your own. Get some practice with the previous noble gas. Remember how to count. When you start at hydrogen, hydrogen's pretty easy. I'll just tell you it's 1s1. Helium right here is 1s2 because it's the second one in the S tower. And you just take it from there. So these, I did them all in exact order so that you can get the practice of building them forward. And then eventually you'll start to see how it goes. And then I could pretty much ask you any one on the periodic table and you should be able to calculate the full electron configuration or use the shorthand. All right, guys, that's all I got. So I'll let you do this practice. I'll share the answer with you a little bit further down in the form so that you can check yourself. And then we'll get ready for the practice problems. Listen, good luck, guys. Get your confidence up. Let me know if you need any additional help, and we'll get you ready for the unit exam. Peace, 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 peace. Let's get it.